projector. Let's get on over here. Alright. Wedging table? Wedging table? I'm gonna wedge up a couple chunks here. Move this like that. I think that we're cruising. Oh, hello. I just saw that you had I was watching one of your live streams just a second ago, actually. It was like 9 days ago or something. You were doing a live stream of you carving into some of your stuff. And I saw one of your shorts where you were using like a dark clay body or maybe it was like a dark slip over top of like a light clay body. You were carving into it. So it's kind of interesting that you just popped in. And then hello, Gail. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna wedge this up here. And so I'm just gonna get the 3 chunks ready here. And then we're gonna move into it. I feel like I got a couple bags. Camera C? I got a couple bags over here that I gotta wedge up, so I gotta do that here soon. On the kick wheel for the past few. Cool. I wanna get, you know, those treadle wheels. I wanna get one of those. It's like a 1-speed wheel. It has the little wooden foot lever on it. I think there's actually one that I know of that nobody's using that I could probably get at one of the places I work at. But the place is like, it's like one of these places is like an old water filtration place. And they have it like this really deep dungeon corridor. And all these pipes are removed, so it's like dripping everywhere. So I'm sure that's kind of rusted out a little bit, but I do want to get that. I don't even know if they'd let me though, to be honest. That's it. Right, I came up in your feed. Enjoyed following along your journey. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So we're gonna get some new water here, and I'm kind of running a little bit low. But usually, what I'll do is I'll pour off all this like chunky stuff, and then right underneath, I just get the top, so it's just the water. And so that way, you know, then I don't have to get like brand new water, and I can kind of use everything. And then you'll see I have buckets that are just filled, you know, with just what's left, whatever the water doesn't get. Like I'll take the water off the top. I don't know if that really makes sense, but okay. Wait, I want to do the intro quick. All right, camera A, pottery shelf. Yep. I got a bunch of random stuff back there, so I'm kind of in a big moving things around moment, and so sorry, that's a little bit messy. I brought a bunch of my whistles back, so you'll see this might be really loud, but I have like a ton of my whistles over here. I have some large ones and like some smaller ones, you know. Let's see. Where's one of the baby ones? Kind of fun, right? Anyway. Green on. Good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. 3 more pots coming you guys' way. We got this dude, you know, he's just kind of looking at the pots right now. He looks kind of sad, so I'm going to head over there. I'm going to cheer him up. I'll see you guys over there in a second. Green, off. Camera C. Gonna put our little slippers back on. Turn the camera off. And now we can start cruising here. Oh yeah, the draw. I wanted to make some of those, but I haven't really. I made one, but it's not really like a great one. I want to make like a really nice one. I was watching like a person doing like a demonstration of the drum and all different type of drumming techniques, and so I want to kind of get into that here one day, but. Which makes more sense than making the whistles, even though I do have some thrown whistles, but I feel like it's a lot easier to just hand build them, to be honest. Alright, a little bit of water underneath, project that left hand forward. Here we go, we're slowly bringing that up. Getting some water on the top. Go right to the bottom. I'm going to swap over to camera A. You see again, I project that up. Got one more. And project that clay forward. So I can get that up. Tilt this forward. I'm going to bend that over, and wherever that wobble is, I lower that right hand down, so then I can bring that back up towards that left hand. And again, I'm going to lower that right hand down and then bring that back up towards that left hand, so then I can keep that under control. Add some water, and again, I'm pushing. Look at where my elbow is not up, it's always down, planted into my body. Now I'm going to swap over to camera C. Here we go. Pushing my hammer fist down, slowly walking this out to the side here. And again, I'm going to push down a little bit, like you're resting into a couch, you know? First you sit into it, and then you relax into it, right? That's how I'm getting that my body weight into it, as I'm relaxing into that clay. Alright, take my 2 thumbs, right down. Create my little pond here. Add some water in there. Can't have the tadpoles be drying out. Slowly going to curl my fingers in, right? Like a little claw or like a hook. And with the tip of my fingers, I'm slowly taking the tip of my fingers back towards myself, and that's what's allowing me to cut right through that clay. It shouldn't feel difficult to open up that clay, even when you're working with large amounts, if you just cut through it, right? Again, return to the bottom, smooth out this base. There we go. Round off this top. My hand right on this top edge here. I'm gonna round this off just a little bit more. We got our llama here. Say hello, llama. Hello. Today I'm going to make a volcano. I'll see you guys in a second. Llama comes down, gets some more water right on this rim. Camera B. Camera B. So llama bites on this, right? And slowly walks back towards myself as that left hand slowly pushes forward, right? And then that's how I get my little volcano here, right? And why do I want the volcano? It's a lot easier to control the clay when you have this rim inwards, right? And now to get height, that's all I have to do is push in that base. So here I am right at this base. I'm slowly gonna push in that base and slowly walk that clay up, right? We're not trying to get height, we're just trying to equalize those walls first, right? Color this in just a little bit. Great. Again, have a little bit of water right on here. My knuckle again right at this base. And I'm shifting those 2 hands in first, then a little bit of tension, and then I'm slowly equalizing that wall thickness, right? I'm not trying to focus on getting height again, right? I'm just trying to focus on getting those walls equalized, right? Some clay will cut off. Don't even worry about it. Just totally let it be. Do I remember you? Did you talk about something in chat? And if so, you'll have to remind me. I usually remember things like unique chat interactions the easiest. Also, I have a thin spot right here I'm noticing, so I'm going to be a little bit lighter when I get to that part, when I do this height pull here. Get some water on my arm. I'm down at the base, okay? Project that in just a little bit. I'm chilling out there, slowly take my interior hand, project that up over top, that exterior finger. Now I have this bump, and then that's what all that a pull is you're just slowly stretching out that clay in between those two fingers using that bump. And I'm going to reach that point where it's a little bit thinner, so I'm going to be light there. And I'm going to gain that bump back, and chill out right there. I'm going to call this in one more time. Start always below where you want to collar. Got a little bit twisty where it's thin there, right? So again, I'm going to go kind of like right underneath. I'm going to be, again, right there is where it's thin. And then finish off the pull, and then we'll get ready, get some of that water out, and then we'll do our first tree here. So it's thin there, so I probably want to go up to about here. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5. Okay, I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna pause, take my 2 fingers. I'm actually going to make that above where I want to be here and slowly stop. And you can see it was so thin that it did kind of like a double twist here. So I have the twist in that middle, and then I twist it again right on that top edge there. I'm going to kiss that rim, and there we go. First tree is done. All right. So it's kind of interesting. You can kind of see what happens to the form when tension's applied to it when there's thinner and thicker spots, right? That base is a little bit thicker, so you can tell it's not being twisted up as much as that middle and that, especially that top, right? That top right there is really thin. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna get some of this little bottom ledge here, kicked up here. There we go, sweet. And I have a really, really tiny bottom skirt here, so what do I want to do with this? You know, let's see. Maybe I want to do some petals that actually look kind of nice. Yeah, let's try it out. Slow us down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. If we have 11, we're going to just emphasize these. Kind of give them this tab look, right? This little foliage skirt right on the bottom, lean into pattern a little bit, and there we go. Camera C. Sweet. It's number 1. So we're gonna head over here. We're gonna get ready for number 2 here, guys. Water on the top here. Get down, pull this out. Alright, so here we go. Camera B. Push this in. Okay, a little bit of water. That's all I'm gonna do. Hit that elbow. Do you see how my elbow's not moving anymore? And I'm gonna push my whole body weight in, and you'll see that clay wants to go up. Again, watch. I push this in, and the clay wants to go up, right? And that's all it's doing. Once it gets up, it's gonna want to tilt forward, and this other hand's just on that other side to prevent that from tilting forward. So then there's only one way for that clay to go, and that's up, right? I come for the pottery and stay for the sound effects. So funny. Thank you. Get it right down to the bottom and then bring this up. Chill out on the top. I gotta work with this a little bit. I can tell there's some weird tension and air that's trapped in this top. So I'm gonna bring that down. And I'm gonna bring this up. Again, when I'm doing that, that's all I'm doing is pushing this left hand forward. Do you see how it's not ever going past? Like, it's never over here. I'm never pushing from over here. I'm always on that left side, using my palm, the back of my palm to push this forward. Even when I'm going down, going right down just like that. Again, some water, and look at me push that forward, right? Again, that other hand stays there, catches that, and brings it right up. Okay. And we're gonna go up even further. Camera A. I'm gonna take my hand, I'm using my chicken wing, right? That's this part of your thumb. I'm bringing that up over top of that clay, slowly projecting that down. Then we're gonna swap over to camera C. Camera C is right here. I'm gonna take my fist, I'm gonna push straight down. Rest in that clay, then walk that back towards myself. And again, look at my hand, never going past that left side of that clay. Again, right down to the middle. Sweet. Open this up. Sometimes I like to have my one thumb in the middle, right? Look, this one's right in that middle, and this one's off to the side, right? What I found is that if I have both of my thumbs fighting for the middle, sometimes I'll get off center here. Or sometimes I'll even use two fingers, one in the middle and one off to the side. You're gonna have to push more because you're having to fight against that centripetal force with this finger that's on the outside here. But that's how I kind of open that up nice and even. Then when I have some water on the bottom here, I'm gonna arc my fingers like a little hook, use the tips of my fingers to cut across the base. Alrighty. Here we go. Again, right down to this base. Open this up. Run this off. I want to grab our friend of the stream, Camera B. Camera B. Hey guys, it's me, Mr. Llama here. Volcano number 2 is on our way. Let's get into it. Somebody asked, when am I live? I'm live every day. If you're asking for a specific time, it's just whenever I have time, you know. Sometimes it will be early in the morning, sometimes it will be really late at night, sometimes the middle of the day. It's whenever I can fit it into my schedule. I bring that in. I've noticed that there's a little air pocket on this top, but I'm not really going to worry about that. Get some more water. Hand on the inside. Again, I'm bringing that knuckle into that base. I'm slowly bringing this up. And again, I'm not trying to get height. I'm just trying to equalize those walls the first couple times, right? I'm going to curl this in one more time. There we go. Always bringing that base in because it's a lot easier to control when it's not out wide. All right? Okay, I'm going to bring my knuckle in. I'm slowly going to walk this up. There we go. That's pull number 2. Okay, again, I'm walking this in. Alright, maybe I'll collar this in totally from the base. So you see I start all the way from that middle part. I'm just going to slowly bring that up. And look how much height, you know, when you collar, really, like, collar that clay in, right? You can see I collared it pretty tight. And then a lot of people get scared to push their clay down into the vessel. Don't worry about it. because it doesn't matter if it gets off center on the top, because we're gonna do another pull, and we should recenter it when we get back to the top. So I'm at that base. I'm slowly gonna project my 2 fingers from the interior out over top. I'm gonna be slowly walking this up. Maintain that bump all the way to the top. I'm a little bit narrow, so it's going to be hard to keep that on center, but still, that's pretty fine. Okay. Get some of that water out of that interior. If we're going to mess up, you can see I kind of mess up that bottom because my hand can't fit in there, but you could just do another pull to recenter that, but me, I'm not too worried about it because I'm going to do my tree anyway. We actually might do one little, you can see I just want to bring that back on center here. We'll finish off this pole to get some cool lines here. Okay. Alright, well now we're right at the base. We're gonna go. Slowly walking up this twist. We're right at the top here. Sweet. And now we're going to be pretty slow with how much we bring this out. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to kiss that rim. And so this one's kind of a lower twist, so I started that right at the base. And so it's kind of interesting to see that they have some real depth in the veins of the tree here, and they kind of curl in towards when they get to that top where they twist in and kind of condense themselves, right? Somebody said miracle worker, you'd be essential under COVID. Like an essential worker, that's so funny, yo. Thank you, Drake Smith. That's very nice of you. Keeping your elbow up on the left arm is totally the key. Yeah, I always think about it as if it's like there's a string attached to my elbow and it's across to the other side, right? It's just I keep those fingers locked, right? And I just take that up, but that's that tension that's pulling like that elbow out, right? If you kind of lose that elbow and it's not tense, pulling it up, if you have it down and you're kind of like this, like think of this as like a sad puppy, right? If you're sad puppying it, I feel like it doesn't work as much as when you're, you know, like equestrian horse prancing with your elbow there, right? Hopefully that made sense. Right down to the base, pop this up. Okay. Get some water right on there. Here I'm thinking that tendrils would probably be pretty nice on this object. So I'm going to bring this out. Be slow. I'm going to grab my wire tool. Cut one tendril. And I'm out. I'm going to cut the second tendril. And I'm out. There we go. I'm going to bring this up. And the key with this is we actually wanted to kind of interact with these veins a little bit. Maybe we'll have them crawling up one of the veins here and going right up to the top. And then we actually want this to almost reach into the vessel here. So you'll see this just kind of reaching into that vessel. I think I probably could have done one more twist. We're not going to mess with it though. It's already stuck on there. But you guys can kind of see it's twisted all the way until it gets to that very top. Probably didn't have the actual length to get up all the way into the vessel there, but I'm not really going to worry about it right now. It's already placed. I feel like the more you touch it, the more opportunity you have for it to not be the way that you want. Alright. And so if it didn't grow with a twist, it didn't grow with a twist. Somebody asked, do I eat clay? I know if you're asking that question, you've seen the short, so you already know the answer. So this is number 2. So we're done with this one. Pop this up. Camera C. We got our last one of the day coming up here. Before I do that though, I think I just need a little bit of new water refresh here. So I'm gonna take this water out. Oh, some of that came up and hit me in the face there. I hate when that happens, like when you're glazing objects too. Sometimes it can come up, and then I've gotten glaze in my eye before, and it's just brutal. It can actually be bad depending on what glaze gets in your eye too, so always don't do that. I could never get my clay centered, but I had the most awesome talent and patience. Art teacher. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I misread that. There's clay all over so it's kind of hard to read, but I had the most awesome, talented, and patient art teacher. I wish I had some of his Mr. Kramer's pottery. Mr. Kramer. Kramer is one of from a TV show, right? Or no? Not the well, obviously not the same person, but all right. Right down. We're gonna grab our last chunk. Yeah, some like old school pottery people have patience like nobody's business. All right. Camera B. Down, 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 down. Have my fingers right underneath. Do you make money from pottery job? Like, do I make money from this? Nope, I don't make any money from my YouTube stuff, but I do teach pottery, so that's where I make money. The song, it's from a playlist called You Found, or you just got done with battle and you need to rest or something like that. Again, right down to the base. You push in. Probably got one more. It's going to get a little bit wobbly, but we're going to be really, really specific on that base. Look at how my thumbs are being projected upwards. And then I'm not worrying about what's above my hands. I'm just looking about what's below my hands. We're going to swap over. Camera A. Walk this up. Tilt that in. And wherever you have that wobble, you're going to slowly bring your right hand down. Correct that wobble. Bring that up to that left hand. And then have them both go down at the same time. We're going to swap over to camera C. Take your hammer fist right on the top here. There we go. And again, look at that left hand. Always on that left side, never going over, right? My wrist, a lot of people I see, they like almost like want to break their wrist or something. Don't do that. Keep that straight. Use that back palm there to push across. The clay's coming around, let it hit into here. Don't have it hit your hands, your fingers, then you're pushing through this middle zone, and then your palm is pushing out the clay, right? Have it catch that clay. Again, my hammer fist is coming right down to this bottom here, slowly walking out towards the side. There we go, right on center. Alright. Obviously he sells pottery? Nope, I don't sell any of my pottery. It's so funny. I like how Somebody thought that I sell pottery. Nope, I don't sell any of my stuff. Alright. Somebody asked me, do I smoke my pots? No, I don't fire any of my pots. My pots stay unfired for right now. What did I learn? I learned from doing it, right? I went to school, but my undergrad I didn't ever really take I wasn't a ceramics major or anything. I was actually a drawing major, but I just did a lot of ceramics. And I feel like when I started, I don't think anybody really thought I was going to keep at it. And so I think my teachers, there was one gentleman who was like a really good potter. I watched him, but I don't think he ever saw me as like someone who actually took it seriously, right? And so he never sat down with me or helped me. And then I had another teacher where she always kicked me over to the kick wheel, off into the corner, because I was a guy, and so I feel like I didn't really get a lot of one-on-one attention. So I just kind of kept making until it started making sense. I think a lot of it's more of like butter moments, right? I call these things butter moments, where the clay moves as smooth as butter, and whenever I'd have those moments, I would stop and try to analyze what I was doing. And then as soon as you do that, then you just keep on making, you don't stop, and then eventually you start to figure it out, right? Do you have the same when you finished glazed? I have some glazed pieces over there, but I don't have any of the trees glazed. Your teacher's lost? Not really. I just think that they had other things that they, had to do, right? Which is fine. Like I said, I wasn't a potter or ceramics major, so it didn't really make sense. When I went to grad school, I did ceramic stuff though, but my graduate school was kind of more self-directed than teacher help. And a lot of pottery teachers, or ceramic teachers, they don't really do the wheel. A lot of them are like slip casters or hand builders and stuff. Hey, just checking in. How are you doing, man? I'm doing well. Just continue to making. We have a couple more months, or less than a month, until we reach the year of making the pots every day, which will be exciting. A little bit of water. Getting my hands right at the bottom. I'm really thin on this top, so I gotta be careful there, right? Camera B. Also pushing in, slowly taking my finger right up above. Now I have this bump, and that's what I'm gonna be taking up here, right? And so watch how I'm just slowly walking this bump all the way to the top, and I'm gonna reach this top where it's gonna get thin, and instead of keeping that bump, do you see how I'm slowly dissipating that bump? So I'm not stretching out that top as much because it's already thin, right? There we go. Good afternoon. Haven't had the time to stay and watch for a while, but when I do, it's always nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Gonna have my hand on this interior there, get some of that water out of that base. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this one, we're probably going to do like a manual twist here because this one is having a hard time twisting up. So I'm going to have my hands out, slowly twist this up really nice and tight. Now I'm out, and I'm going to go slowly, I'm going to go out wide, and I'm going to kind of bring this in like that so it kind of tapers inwards here. And so you can see when you carry that twist down, it can really twist up and you have a cool little tree. On this one I'll have a buffer which will look kind of nice. Keeping my eye on the wheel because if it wants to tip over, every time the wheel spins it's going to want to follow that centrifugal force, right? And so keeping your eye on it's really important. And sometimes I'll recenter it if it gets too far off. kind of tilt that back. There we go. It's a little bit more on center there. Again, I'm taking this bottom base here. I'm slowly walking this out. I think the clay is dry. You mean, yeah, I like to have my clay a little bit harder, but this stuff is actually kind of soft compared to some of the stuff I normally throw with. There's just a lot of grog in this clay, so it's a little bit more sturdy and I can like handle it more. Like, I don't think you could do what I just did with soft porcelain, you know? Okay. Get a little bit of water, have my pinky out. Ah, thank you, Owen. I really appreciate what you said there. Okay. Here we go. Actually, this one to me seems like one that would appreciate petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk this in. Walk this in. Walk this in. Walk this in. Skip and walk this in. And then I have some petals on the bottom here. And why did I choose to do petals on this one is because I think there's not a lot of contrast with the treetop on this one, right? Like visual contrast going out wide. So maybe if I have that on the bottom, it would look a little bit more interesting. Okay. Okay. Camera A. That one there. When you start putting the skirt on the bottom of the pots, does it have a use? I feel like it could be good at catching stray drips of glaze. Oh, yo, yeah, you're right on the money. I mean, that's what they were originally for. This was originally just to catch glaze drips on pots because I was using a copper red glaze, and usually when you're using a copper red glaze, you want to have a thick application so that middle layer, where that copper fumes onto the tin, you know, can get that a lot of that red. It can catch a lot of that red, right? And so that was the initial the impetus for that design, and then it became something other afterwards, right? Then it started to become, instead of just a functional use, it became an element rather than just something that did it. Am I done already? Yeah. I only do my 3 each day, but I'm gonna do my little pottery review, and then I'll probably play a pottery edit, and then I'll answer any questions if you guys still have any, and then after that I'm done there, you know. And then I gotta edit everything, because the editing is really it takes the longest out of the whole process that I've kind of cooked up for myself here. Maybe this one's underneath here would be a little bit better. I think that looks kind of nice. Maybe I actually gotta tilt this over a little bit. It's kind of getting a little bit. Do we like that, or do we like the fact that we can see that it's going up into the vessel? Maybe this is actually a little bit nicer. Then you can see it kind of peeking up over there, like right on this top edge. Yeah, we're gonna stop messing with it. Okay. Oh, thank you. My favorite is number 3. The last one I did. Yeah, I feel like I don't do a lot that kind of keep inwards there, you know? I think a lot of them, you know, I keep them pretty wide, but anyway. Sweet. Alright, so I'll see you guys in a second. But you guys need to send me some energy so I can shrink myself down, okay? Is my wheel... Yeah, it's electric wheel. Okay. Send me that energy, guys. Green on. Hello. We're gonna start off with our pottery review. I'm gonna start off with this one. This is the last one that we just finished. You know, I was a little bit thin on the top, and instead of bringing that all the way out, you know, I brought it out just a little bit, a little bit, and I slowly just carried that interior back up inwards, right? And so I gave a little bit more like width or thickness on that treetop, but I didn't go out as wide. I did a really tight twist on this one. This was a manual twist where I hold the piece in place and allow that twist to almost corkscrew it up. Think of the little twisty tie on bread, you know, kind of almost doing that on this. You know, if you ever hold a twisty tie and then spun the bread around, it's a similar kind of process to how this looks, right? I got a couple of petals on the bottom. I got, you know, I did 10 little tendrils or 10 little plucks at the skirt, and then all of a sudden now I have 5 petals, right? So you always need those even numbers to get a nice petal action there. On this one, I kind of like that this one's how the depth of the actual veins on this tree trunk are so deep, right? I think they look a little bit different than the one on the top and the one over here. And I think they start a little bit lower, and they kind of have a nice taper towards that tight twist towards the top there. It goes out decently wide, but I do think that the double tendril on this one's kind of interesting. I have this one right here, which is kind of just like snaking up right on the shoulder, and then you can kind of see the one on the other side kind of going up around and then over top into the vessel on the top there. So I think that's kind of an interesting pot. The one on the top is the first one I did today, where it was pretty thin right below where I pulled the twist outward. So I left that there and I stopped right where that happened. So you can see it's twist through that middle. And then when you get right below that top, it is a very drastic twist over to the side because it's so thin there. And so sometimes, you know, you guys might not totally get to see or have the experience with the form tangibly to understand the thickness and how it displays itself visually through the pattern of the trees. And so hopefully me explaining how that kind of happens helps you out a little bit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the best, strong mentality. Let's wheel. Alrighty. So that's all I got for today. If you guys have questions that I didn't get to, let me know, and I can answer that. I'll sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head off because I gotta start editing here. So, yep. I like when you guys talk about which ones are your favorite. Your favorite is number 3. That's the last one I think is the nicest. I like that one a lot. Somebody said they look great. Somebody give me some stars. Thank you. Thank you, Gail. Energy. We got some lightning bolts. Oh, the energy. Sending me the energy. Thank you there. I appreciate it. Somebody said that they love the left one. Yeah, the left one, that was this one, right? For you guys, that says your left. Right? Or no? Hold on. Yeah, this is your left. So this is the left one. That was, yeah, that was the last one I did. I like that one a lot. Can you solve the riddle I gave you yesterday? I thought I was close with the fire alarm, man. Like, maybe, what do you break to use it? I don't know, man. Give me another day. It's a hard little riddle. Thanks for the stream. Glad I could stay for this one. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Somebody said they liked the first one. Interesting. Ah, an egg. Do you break an egg to use it? That actually is an amazing answer. Oh, dude. Yo, that feel when the chat solves the riddle that the chat gave. Alright, guys. I'll give you one last pottery edit here. Goated 1. Here we go. I want to build my own machine. How about that? Computer? Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you the next one. Peace out.